Hello students, I am going to continue your lesson of money and banking, and today I will carry on with the topic supply of money and measurement of supply of money. So let us understand the meaning of supply of money. Supply of money refers to the amount of currency, that is notes and coins. Let me repeat, supply of money refers to the amount of currency in circulation in a country or in an economy at a point of time. It is a concept regarding stock, means it will not be referred to a period of time, instead it is referred to as at a point of time. So it is a static concept, that is a stock concept. So let us go to the next thing, that is the measurement of money supply in India. In India we have four measures of supply of money. They are regarded as M1, M2, M3 and M4. For the time being we will go with the details of M1 only, because it is the syllabus prescribing only M1. M2, M3 and M4 are not for detailed study. I will give you small details of those measurements also. But let us go to the detail of M1. M1 is equal to C plus DD plus OD. Now students, what does it mean? C stands for currency held with public. It means the currency notes and coins which are held with public, which are kept with public for their daily need, maybe for buying and selling, buying goods and other needs. So this includes the currency notes and coins which are in cash form with the public. Next is DD. DD refers to demand deposits of public in the commercial banks. Now demand deposits are those deposits from which money can be withdrawn using you can say ATMs or some other ways. There are drafts to be drawn, and these are checkable deposits. You can issue check on these deposits. They are not like the time deposits. We call them FD, fixed deposits, on which we cannot issue checks. They do not include in DD. Only demand deposits, because they are a kind of cash we can use, because you can withdraw money from them within the given limits, and they will be also in cash partially. Now the third component of M1 is OD. It refers to other deposits of commercial banks with RBI. Now Reserve Bank of India is the central bank of our country. As I have written here, I will tell you some more details. So the deposits of commercial banks, the banks which deal with public like Punjab National Bank, State Bank of India, Axis Bank and many more, these are the commercial banks. They have to keep their deposits with the RBI, just like we keep our deposits in commercial banks. So these deposits are also available for use of cash for the banks, which banks may pass on to the public. It means C, DD and OD are the cash forms of money or liquid form of money which is with the public for making transactions. So this is the detail of M1. Now children, let us go to the next thing, that is the concept of M1 and M2, M3, M4. What does it mean? M1 and M2 are termed as narrow money, while M3 and M4 are termed as broad money. Now children, what is the difference between narrow and broad money? The word narrow means smaller, less or with less space, you can say. So concepts of M1 and M2 indicate lesser amount of money at a point of time, and M3 and M4 indicates broad concept, means there will be more units of more types of currencies or more types of deposits and many more things included in this. You can simply understand for now, as we move from M1 to M2, then M3 and M4, there will be more and more amount of money included. How is it included? For example, when we move from M1 to M2, some more deposits may be from the post office and some other fixed deposit and other kind of deposits money will also include. but M1 is the narrowest form of money that shows how much money is available for public or for people in an economy for being used for transaction. It means this shows the most liquid form of liquid measurement of money. So we have only this part in our syllabus to understand. Now there are few more things to learn, that is who supplies money in an economy. In India, these are the these are the suppliers of money. I will give them one by one. First and most important supplier of money is Central Bank of our country, that is Reserve Bank of India, which carries out the function of issuing currency notes and many more. We will learn it in detail in next part. Then government also issues certain notes and certain coins. Finally, commercial banks, they do not issue notes and coins, but they help in circulating money in the form of loans and some other things. So these are the suppliers of money, and we will learn about the details in next part of this chapter. So this is the end of the topic here. Thank you.